Hi guys, it's time for the chill check, the busy person's guide to chilling out via the medium of gaming. Today we're going to talk about another mobile game. Now me and the family, we were out last weekend in a very remote place. We've got no internet connectivity. That means that there's no YouTube, there's no online gaming. So I've got to rely to my true arsenal of offline mobile games, and that's why today we're going to talk about a game that has good offline content. This is RogueJack. Now RogueJack is developed by Ponywolf Studios in February, March 2020. I've seen it on the App Store. It was featured roughly about a few weeks ago as the game of the day, and it promises to be a dungeon crawler with a BlackJack twist. Now, I love BlackJack. So BlackJack is one of the simplest card games. It's actually one of the first few card games that I've actually played. It's a really simple game, and I love a good dungeon crawler as well. So having these two mixed together, I just felt that I just have to give it a try. So as with any dungeon crawler, you'll be playing a hero, and you in this case you'll be a hero going through a maze of caves, basically trying to find an amulet that is said to be a key to everything. What does it mean? Let's find out as we play the game.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
Let's talk about gameplay mechanics. Now, the controls are really simple. I've got the game loaded on my screen right now. You basically move using the 4 cursor buttons that are on the screen: up, right, left, down. And as soon as you engage him, as soon as you basically run into a monster, that's where the BlackJack parts come in. So the BlackJack in this case refers to as what we call a combat check move. So combat check determines who gets to deal damage. In different games, they've got different combat check mechanics. In games such as Final Fantasy and also Pokemon, you go on a turn-based basis. On games such as on board games and also Dungeons and Dragons, you do a dice rolling. So in this case, is using a BlackJack as a combat check. So different enemies, different monsters have different BlackJack playing skills. The basic ones that I'm fighting right now, this is basically as a giant spider. It basically just stays on whatever they play face up, and they just stay. They won't hit anything. So I've got a good number. I'm just going to hit it. And as you go along, you will find more and more tougher monsters. So you need to work based on this one. So based on the knowledge that you have of how the monster is playing, that will determine how you play as well. And once the combat check has been resolved, how much you deal damage, that's determined by the weapons that you're carrying, and also the shield also the weapons that you're carrying. So for you, by default, you will have fighting with your fist basically, so you just deal 1 damage, and then as you progress, you get weapons that can deal more damage or can have special effects as well. The damage that if let's say you lose the BlackJack check, the damage that you receive will depend on the monster's abilities. By the basic monsters such as this spider that we have will only deal 1 damage, but as you go along, there will be monsters that deal 2 damage. Some monsters can poison you, can burn, can even freeze you as well. So it depends on the attributes. If you hit 21, you will get a critical damage of 2 times damage, which is really cool and really useful actually in a dungeon crawler game. So this is the dungeon crawler aspect of the game. You will get to gain new weapons, gain new shields. There's a lot of loots. You can level up and gain different abilities with special abilities affecting your BlackJack skills. You will start off as a rogue. You will move up you start off as a as a basic hero, then you move up to a rogue, then you move into a mage, and then as the game progresses, you gain more and more skills basically. There's also status changes. You can get poisoned, you can get frozen, this kind of stuff. Really awesome, and that what makes the replayability of this game really good. So the BlackJack element means that all combat experience will be different, and also the various weapons, loots that are provided by this huge dungeon crawler element makes it a really interesting replayability. Has put this really interesting replayability element into the game.
Power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100%.
So let's talk about some of the pros and cons of this game. The biggest pro of the game is that if you are coming for the BlackJack, you are in for the treat. So for me, I like BlackJack very much, but I don't gamble. Most of the time, if you play BlackJack, the gambling element is what makes it really interesting. If not, you're just amassing points, or even if you're gambling BlackJack, you're just amassing coins basically. So having it layered into a dungeon crawler means that your each of the blackjack hand that you play, that's actually feels like actually it's an actual progress. So that's really cool. That element is really cool. Secondly as well, this is a game that I don't see any microtransactions or any forced ads on you. I really like that element. If you look at it, you can actually play the game without actually encountering any ad or any push for a microtransaction. The only time I've actually seen an ad is that some of the loots are actually locked by ads, so it means that you have to view an ad for you to be able to collect that loot. Or once per run, you can actually choose to continue you can actually choose to continue instead of resetting by viewing an ad basically. So that's the only 2 times I've actually seen an ad. Very minimal. You can actually just ignore those ads basically. However, one of the biggest drawbacks of this game is that as a dungeon crawler, the blackjack setting will drive you up the wall, and it's really important for you guys to know that. Now, it's really important. Point number 1 is that blackjack is a casino game. It means that statistically it will favor the game most of the time. And what this also means is that with just 3 lives with just 3 lives in each run, there is a high chance that you will spend all those 3 lives by just defeating one opponent basically. So that's really important. And secondly as well, some of the upgrades may feel a bit defeatist, may feel a bit helpless for you. So for example, from your first upgrade, your first role upgrade will be into a rogue. So a rogue has got the ability of a rogue is that he will be able to look at the next card that he or she is going to draw, which is really good and really important, because that will decide if you want to draw or not. But if you're fighting a giant spider, which is a very basic, trust me, this has happened before. If you're fighting a giant spider that is holding a 17 and you are there as a rogue holding a 10 and a 2, and your next card, if you opt to draw, it'll be a 10 basically. That puts you 22, and that basically means that you're out of the game, and you will be put into this kind of like helpless or defeated situation because of that as well. So very important. Remember, you need to take a break once in a while. Be prepared to take a beating. That's all I can say. But the good thing is that this game allows you, whenever you die, you have the option to move to do a fast travel to your last progress stage. And also your skills upgrade will remain intact. So it means that if you die as a mage, you will continue the game again as a mage. So I guess that sort of like helps to manage the whole matter.
Luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
So final thoughts. RogueJack is a really fresh game. For me, it's a really fresh game. Number 1, the blackjack elements makes it a really good filler game. You can play this in between errands, in between tasks. Just pop it out, play a quick game of blackjack, progress in the game, put it back into your pocket basically. And secondly, the dungeon crawler element also allows you to play this for a much more longer time period basically. So a very important note: always come for the blackjack and stay for the dungeon crawler. I can't stress that enough. And you have to remember that blackjack is a casino game, so be prepared to take a beating basically. And most of the time the game will actually beat you, so you have to be prepared for that. So anyway, that's it. RogueJack is available on the App Store and also on the Google Play Store. Give it a go, have fun, try it out. Most importantly, just chill out.
5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100%